Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Savannah and I'm currently a freshman in college. I'm currently taking general psychology, intro to theater, and taking public speaking. Due to COVID, my college is fully online, and because of this, they split the semester into two 8-week periods. So for the first semester, I'm taking those 3 classes, and for the second half, I will be finishing up theater and I'll also be starting biology. So for today's video, I will show you guys what I do to stay on track, and also today's video is sponsored by Paperlike, which is a company that makes screen protectors for your iPad that resemble the feel of paper. I'll talk to y'all about this a little more later on in the video, but I just wanted to say a quick little thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. I'm super obsessed when it comes to anything note-taking, so for notes I usually use these Sharpie highlighters, these Bic pens, I absolutely adore these, and then I just have a few random miscellaneous ones. And then especially for my planner, I love to use sticky notes when I have to write down any assignments that I need to get done, or just things that won't fit in my planner themselves, and I just carry it in this little pencil pouch. And then for my planner, I use the Cambridge 2020-21 planner. I got this from Target. I don't quite remember how expensive it was, but I absolutely love this planner. I use it so much, and as you can see when we flip to this new page, I have so many things written down in this planner. I use it for YouTube as well as school, and just anything that I want to write down important for me to memorize. So I definitely love this planner, and it comes in handy. I then have my iPad, of course, for note-taking, and I also use it for YouTube as well, but I just have the 7th generation 10.2 screen size, and I absolutely adore this iPad. I think it does everything that I need it to do. And then I have the 1st generation Apple Pencil. I really didn't want to spend too much money when I got both of these, so the 7th and the 1st fit just fine. Then I have my MacBook Pro 15-inch. I love this laptop. I use it for school as well as YouTube, and it really comes in handy when doing my schoolwork. I usually will just keep all of my school apps in this one folder. So for the first app I just have, it's called Navigate, and this is just one that is through my school. And basically you can use this to make appointments if you have a question about your schedule, or to make your schedule, or anything like that. And then this is just currently what my major is. I don't know if I'm gonna switch it or not, but you can find it in Navigate. And then I have Blackboard, and this is just what all of my course material is in, so all of my homework, my assignments, anything like that. So I'm currently in general psychology, introduction to theater, and public speaking. I absolutely hate public speaking, but you know, you gotta take it. And then I have GoodNotes 5, which is where I take all of my notes, and I just keep them in the different notebook folders. And I have one for all of my classes, but I don't really take notes in theater, but I thought I would just make one for it in case. And then here are some of my notes that I've already previously taken for psychology. And then I just have the Reminders app, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then I also have Google Docs, and that's where I write my essays or my discussions. And then I have Google Slides, which is where I do my presentations for speech. And then the Reveal app is where I have my psychology textbook. So I just have this app on my iPad, and it makes it really easy to access my textbook for that class. And this is just kind of what it looks like. Pretty simple and just a normal textbook. And then I have Files as well as Calculator, and I just use Calculator to help with my grading and finding out what my grades are and things like that. In college especially, it is important to print out your syllabuses, because this is where your teachers put every single thing that you need to know. So for me, I went ahead at the beginning of the year and I printed out all of my classes and their syllabuses. And basically in the syllabuses you can find important dates, how your grade point average is going to work, and just different things like that, ways you can reach your professor. Just make sure you always print out your syllabuses, because they will come in handy. And then I go ahead and go into my notes, and I like to write out all of my assignments. So every single thing that I'm going to have to turn in at the end of the semester, I like to write down in my notes, and I put the little bubbles so I can check off as I go. And this especially makes it easy for me, because I know exactly what I need to get done and what I've already already done. And then I like to go in and put my grades next to them as well, just so I know how I'm doing in the class. And then I like to go in through my planner and write down any important dates as well as the assignments. And usually for like a specific day, I'll write out the assignments that I want to cover that day. So say I have an exam and I want to get it done Tuesday, I'll write the exam underneath that Tuesday, and then I'll try to get it knocked out that day that I put it down for. And just my planner comes in handy for sure when it comes to writing down and making sure I'm on top of my assignments. So to take notes, I use the app GoodNotes 5, and it is around $8, so you'll have to keep that in mind before purchasing. But to take notes, I just open up a new notebook, and I'll go ahead and click the squared paper. That's just the one that I prefer. And then GoodNotes has so many different cover options that you can choose from, so I just use whatever the app has. And I just went ahead and used Koi for the sake of this video, and then I also titled it Example, again for the sake of this video, just so I can show you guys how I do everything. And then I like to use the zoom effect. I'm not sure what it's called, but it comes in handy when taking your notes and just making sure you're fitting as much as possible onto your page. For me, I like to pick a color, and then this is what I will use for my subheading. So usually I'll have one color in the pen as well as the black pen, and then I'll go into my highlighters and pick a highlighter color that matches that color that I use. And this is where I will do my subheadings. So I usually will use that pen color in the 0.6 millimeter, and that's how I will write all of my headers. And then to write all of my other information down, I use the black pen in the 0.3 millimeters. And this is where I'll just write all of my other information, just my regular notes. And then for any sort of definition or important information, I usually will write the word, and then I'll elaborate on what the word means or anything like that. And I'll go into my highlighter, and I'll usually just highlight the word itself. So that's where I know any words that I need to know what they mean or any important information. I will usually highlight it with the color that matches my header color. And then I also love the lasso effect that GoodNotes has. It just makes it really easy to resize your words or just move them around without having to rewrite everything. And then in order to make my headers, I just head over to the Fonto app, and this is just what I use to make all of my headers. So I'll go ahead and go in and select a plain image, and usually my headers are in black, so I'll select white, and then I'll go ahead and just press use. And then I will usually just type out whatever my header is going to be for that day. So today I just put title for the sake of this video, and then I'll go ahead and press done, go to style, and then I'll usually change it from white to black. I don't know why, but it always goes in black. And then I use this font right here. I'm not sure what it's called, but you just go to the font and then download, and there's other videos on the internet if you want to know specifically how to download fonts into Fonto. And then I just press save, and I'll go ahead and hover to the eraser app, and this is what I use to make the title transparent. So I just select my image, and then I'll go into the target color and just press that white, and it automatically will disappear. And then I go ahead and press save to my camera roll. And then I'll just head back over to GoodNotes and just go to the image and insert it. And then I also will use the lasso tool to move around my words. As you can see, they moved, and I always just move my title into the center of the screen. And then I like to use my orange color that I use to highlight in the biggest size, and I go ahead and do 2 lines on the other side, and then I'll find a color that's kind of similar on that same line of colors, and then I'll go ahead and make a smaller line underneath it. And I know it's pretty simple, but that's usually kind of how I do my titles. It's really cute, but it's also super simple. Like I said, today's video is sponsored by Paperlike. So before having the Paperlike screen protector, I didn't really use one because I had ordered one, but I ended up just taking it off because I didn't really like it. However, now using the Paperlike one, I can definitely say I love it and would recommend it to anyone who is wanting to buy it. The screen protector not only sounds like paper when writing, but it also feels like it while writing. A little bit of too much information, but I have really clammy hands, and before my hand would not really glide easily over my screen, but now it does thanks to Paperlike. So Paperlike Paperlike is available for all iPad sizes, and it has Apple Pencil functionality. When ordering, you get 2 screen protectors, and they ship worldwide for free and have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. The screen protector is perfect for college students who use their iPad to take notes, or if you use your iPad for drawing or anything else like that. If you would like to try out Paperlike, you can use the link in my description for yourself. Again, thank you so much to Paperlike for sponsoring today's video. If you're anything like me and struggle with waking up on time, Alarmy is definitely going to be your best friend. I don't wake up to any alarm. I am such a heavy sleeper, so I asked you guys to help me out with different alarm systems that worked, and you guys suggested Alarmy, and ever since it has been my best friend. So usually I will set it on the loud alarm 5, and this alarm is just super duper loud and really obnoxious, but it never fails to wake me up every single morning. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have a 10:20 Zoom class, so I usually will set an alarm for 10 a.m. every single day of the week, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays I will set an alarm for 10:10. The next tip that I have is to use this website when it comes to converting your grades. So for my school personally, they use a weird system, so it's not in percentages, it's more in like numbers. So for example, my quizzes there's 15 questions, so I would put in however many I would get wrong, and then I would go and find the percentage. And honestly, I just understand percentages more, so it makes it easier for me. So I use these when it comes to my quizzes, also when it comes to my test, and when finding my overall grade. So in one of my classes, the total points that you could have is 535, but I had 483, so I put that in the website, and then it shows me that I have a 90% in that class. So I just really like this website for converting my grades. At first I was having trouble accessing some of my textbooks, so my sister recommended that I download Google Chrome and try using that browser instead, and it actually worked so much better than using Safari. So if you're having trouble accessing anything or getting on your Collaborate or anything like that, I highly recommend using Google Chrome instead of using Safari. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you would like to check out Paperlike and their product, don't forget to check out the link in my description down below. But I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!